Hello there, this is part 10 and yeah, let's continue with our tutorial. So in the last video we created these tiles here, and let me just show you how they look. See, we gave them the bump maps and everything. So let's work on this texturing this vanity here, or whatever it is, and we're going to need some wood textures, and yeah, so let me isolate it so that OBS is faster and not laggy. So I'm just going to texture one bit here, and I will copy the textures to the other objects. So let me do this. And we need to UV unwrap this. So we can use smart UV projection or UV unwrap these using seams. So I'll just use seams to get a better UV. Control E, mark seam. Let's add a seam there. If you want quick UVs, you just use just unwrap using smart UVs, but I want good UVs for this. Control E, maxing. This also will need seams, so we can just separate those handles like that, then unwrap. If you look at the UVs, you can see that we have some clean UVs. We have a bit of stretching here. I think this is the handle that is causing these issues. So let's look at how we can improve this. So we don't need these faces here, so I'll delete them and then unwrap again. That should make our UV a little bit better and reduce some of the stretching. So let's see if we add maxim there, unwrap. Okay, it's getting better. I think we can clear this here and then add a seam there. Clear this, add a seam there, unwrap. Not giving us the best results. Unwrap. Control E, maybe clear this seam. Unwrap. There is some intersection, so let me see what is causing that. So let me first turn off bevel here and see. I think this here is an issue. So maxim this and this, maxim, then unwrap. I think that's better. So let's go to the texturing bit now. So if you go to shading, go to materials here, and call this wood. Now let's find some wood textures. I already downloaded a few, so you can download them. You can download textures where you find them, where you usually find them. So let me see. I think we're going to mix different textures to get a specific look, to get this look here. So I have this here that is going to work as a base texture. I think it's too repeating. Sorry, it's too small, so I'm going to repeat it a few times by scaling it up. Something like that. And you can add this on top of that, blend it with this here. I think this is a good scale and it gives us some good details here. So let me add a color, mix RGB, and let's play around with the different blending modes. If we go with multiply, let's make this a bit darker. Let's try overlay. I think it's not bad. So we need some large spots like that. So we need a texture for that. Let me see if this would do it. No, I don't think so. Let me find another wood texture. But the problem with this is that it has these lines here that will not come through very well. So but let me see if that would work. So again, let's just duplicate this, connect this to the top, and then connect this to the bottom. Let's first preview the size of this. I think the scale is good, but we need to move this line away from there. So let me add some mapping, texture mapping, and change the location. Just change the, no, not that. Okay, let's see if we scale this up. Just need to move this out of the way so that I get some of those details. So let's see 0.1, no, 8.9, 8.9, 8.91. I think that's yeah, we are getting some good details from this. So we can then preview this and see. Let's try multiply, lighten, no, soft light, okay, let's go with overlay. Maybe just reduce the opacity, the factor. So if you want to add more details, you can again find more textures and add them there and blend them even further. So I have another texture I think that could be good for details. So let's see how it would appear here. I think here, this texture here, maybe instead of using this, let's use this here. Since it's a tailable texture, yeah, let's just use multiply for this and reduce the factor. Oh, let's try screen. Let me see where is the details. Okay, so you can see we have some of those in. If we need to maintain the black areas because that's where the most detail is. So this would be multiply, I think. Screen. You know what, let me just use, okay, I think I deleted that. Let me see something here. So you have to do a lot of experimenting to get the final look you're going for, but I think maybe let me brighten this image up by using the RGB curves. That's okay. And yeah, we can then feed this into the base color. Preview this. Now this is what we have right now. So we need to get the bump map for this. So let me add a vector bump. Feed this into the color, sorry, the height, and then this into the normal. So that's, the strength is a bit too much. So let's first remove the base color and see, reduce the strength, something like that, then connect the base color. We need the same thing for, we need to do the same thing for the roughness, but to have control over this, we're going to add a convert color ramp. Let's first preview this and see how this looks. Doesn't look bad, but maybe we can use a bit of contrast. That maybe we don't need that much reflections. So yeah, I still think that the strength is a bit too much, so let's try 0.01, maybe 0.05. I should be okay when viewed from afar, from a distance. So another thing we can add on top of this is ambient occlusion. So if you do add input ambient occlusion and then add a color mix RGB, change this to multiply, feed the AO to color 2, and then the color, and you can see what we have. So you can see it darkens these corner areas. Now that makes the scene look a bit more realistic. So if we do this, you can see this is what we are getting. It's not exactly this color, but if you want to go for this, for the exact color that like you see there, what you can do is connect this to this as the top part, and change the blending mode maybe to overlay, and you can play around with the color now until you get what you want. So around there, and it's not exactly that. So this also helps you, gives you some bit of control over the color, the final color of your object. So let's preview this. You can even make it, turn it not that color, make it black if you're going for that look. All right. Yeah, so we're going to apply this texture to all the other elements for the vanity. So the good thing is that this is an instance of this, so that's why you're getting that duplicated there. And just so it doesn't look exactly like this, we're going to just mirror this in the opposite direction. And I think we disabled the bevel modifier for this. So let me see. Hope this is not too laggy in my OBS. So let's select this other part and also give it the same wood texture. And we need to make a metallic texture for this part here. So for that, let's select this here, this face, Ctrl L to select everything attached to this. And let's also select these bolts. Ctrl L, select everything, and then create a new material, call this metal, then assign. So let's unhide everything. And by the way, we need to UV unwrap this, but I think we can. Let's just, it's a simple UV, so let's add seams and UV unwrap it like that. So Ctrl E, maxi unwrap. We have something like that. Let's see, look at the UVs, they're still messed up. I think it's because of these bottom parts. So we need to add UVs for these areas so that we have them separate to reduce that stretching. But anyway, this is going to be at the bottom, so we don't see these faces anyway. So if we remove them, it will improve our UVs by a bit. Let's see what else. Do these things. Okay, so let's see what is this here. Okay, I think let me Control L, Shift H. Let me examine this and see what's going on here. I need the same here. Then unwrap. Perfect. Great. I can also add another theme right around here. Okay, so let's go back to shading again and look at this, and I think that looks better. So let's create this metal material. So for the metal material, let's find a texture we can use. Let me see textures. No, not that one. We have some scratches here, but I don't think that would work really well. We are going to mix a few images here, so maybe that, and I need some scratches and that. I think that will work. So let me drag that, and then this here, and let's begin by previewing this here. I think it's not a bad scale. Now this also is not a bad scale. So let's add a convert math node and change this to power. So this will be giving us the contrast we need for this. Now we're going to add another color math node, sorry, convert math node, and mix these two like that. Power. Let's preview this node. Let's first preview only this node and see if we use this as sailing and add a convert car ramp here. Basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to create worn out areas of the paint for this, and you see what I'm trying to do maybe. And what we can do here, also add a convert math node, and let me just duplicate this, connect this like this, and then this, and change this to subtract. Let's try switching these inputs around. It's not getting the look I want. So let's just add. Let's see. This is the sailing, and it looks like this. Let's add a color, mix RGB, and this is going to be our factor. So we're going to mix two colors. So the first one is going to be a dark color. We give it a bluish color like that, and another one can be that, and this can go into our base color, and we need this to be metallic. You can see it's like we had paint. This was painted, and then the paint started getting worn out. So let's try using this as our roughness and see how that looks. Maybe add a mix RGB. Let's try convert math node again. Review this. Let's try multiply. Let's try subtract again. It's not getting the effect I want, so let's just leave that as that and just use this. And maybe you can use, let me see how this looks. Let's scale this up a bit so that we can see those scratches better, so something like that. Subtract. Yeah, basically this is what I wanted. I wanted to see those scratches through the different areas. So let's see if this goes up. Multiply. Yeah, I think this is good. We can use this as our roughness. Preview this. No, I think I liked it without that. We just need to make this a bit dark as well. So that is the same color, but just a little bit worn out. Something like that. So we don't really need, maybe we can use this for the roughness a bit. Let's see again. Just to have those small scratches in there. Let's add a car ramp here to have some control over the roughness. And maybe this shouldn't be too sharp like that, and this shouldn't be too rough. And we can add the ambient occlusion. So I'll just copy it from this here so that I don't have to repeat the same steps. And I just need to mix this with this, and we have that. I think this wood is a bit oversaturated. I think that's better. And hide. Go to camera view. And that's where we are. I think we also need this to be wood. So I'll just use Smart TV unwrapping for this. What else needs to be wood here? I think this mirror here, this part should be wood. The frame should be wood. So let's first make everything wood. Unwrap. Then we can create another. We can call this mirror. And then assign it to this. So this would be fully metallic, and then 0 roughness, and under the render settings, let me first unhide everything. See, go here. You can see we are reflecting even the outside, so we have to do something about that. And let's remove half resolution and increase the trace. I'm not really sure what these settings do, but sometimes they make the scene, if you play with them around, you can make your scene look better. I'm not sure which settings make it better depending on the scene, but yeah. So what else do we need to do? Maybe let's give these tiles a texture as well. So I'll just give them a white material, not too white, something around there, and some roughness. So I'll just call this white, and also give this the same material here. This can be gray. Of course, you can add some textures to it. So maybe let's do that. Unwrap. What I'm going to do is apply. I'm going to apply the array modifier here in Smart UV Unwrap. Then I'll get. Let me find a texture that I can use. Yeah, I think this is good enough. I can use for the roughness, just to have some bit of detail there, so you can see how that looks. I think that looks good. I will need to bake the lighting again, so that we get a proper calculation for the indirect, for the global illumination or indirect lighting. So let's also do the same for this. Smart UV Unwrap, and also use the same texture for the roughness. So if I preview this, you can see we have that bit of detail. That is nice. I think for this we can add a car ramp, because these tiles are more reflective and they don't usually have that rough spots as much. So let me reduce the roughness for those areas, so that this is more reflective, but it still has that bit of detail. What else? For the handle, let's just use this metallic part, this metal. Let me see. I need to select this. Zoom in, just maxing, unwrap. So that's a good UV unwrap. Let's give this metal texture. Maybe let's make this a bit light, like that. What else? So we have this topping. Let's use a Smart UV Unwrapping. I'll call this marble. And I think I have a texture for that, or I don't even need a texture for that. I just need any rough texture like this. You can see it's a good. And add a color, hue and saturation, to play around with the hue, which is not doing much right now. So what I can do is just use a mix RGB, use this as a factor, and then let's preview this. Change the colors here, so maybe a bluish, then some bit of greenish. Then if we preview this, we just need to add some roughness, very little roughness, and maybe we just use this as the roughness map, and convert RGB, convert color ramp. Let's preview this. Make sure this very reflective surfaces, because it's marble, something like that. This can be pure white, can be just white. And maybe the other thing we can add, let me see. Maybe let's try scaling this up a bit. I don't want to see tiling like that, so maybe we should not. So let me just keep it as one. I don't like this spot here, so let's find a different texture for this. Let's try these cracks. Nah, they don't look good. Nope. Nah. No. I think the other one actually looked better than what I have, the options I have here. So let's find that again. Or we can just reduce. Reduce what? And let me find other texture again so that we can use that. Yeah, I think it's this. And we can also mix this with ambient occlusion. I think this can multiply. Actually not. Mix. And then just duplicate this, feed this to the top, and this to the bottom, multiply, then feed this as the base color. Now we can preview this, and yeah, this is what we have. Maybe let's just make this less colored. Now we can also turn on clear coat to make it extra shiny, and that's our marble. So unhide everything. This we can use the white wall. You need to use it and wrap this again. So I need to mark a seam somewhere there. Maybe inside here, Control E, mark seam, then unwrap. So this should be, let's see how the UVs look. Look okay. And hide. So this inside here, this filter needs to have the metal. Let me separate it. So we don't need to see the bottom. This bottom side doesn't need to have all that detail, so I'll just delete all those faces. Now it will also make our UV unwrapping really simple. So shading, give this the metal material. Maybe we should just give it its own material, because it should give it rough metal. Something like that. And yeah, and hide. This here, let's separate this. Need to UV unwrap these. Always make sure that you hide your seams in areas where the camera won't be able to see them. So let me mark seam there. Control E, mark seam. Add another one around there. Control E, mark seam. Control E, mark seam. Mark seam. Unwrap. Let's look at the UVs. They don't look bad, but I think we have a lot of stretching around here. So let's see, where is this here? Yes, so I think we need to separate this. We just need to add a seam around there, and then unwrap again. So this also, let's see. Let's make sure that this is separated. This part here is separated. Good. So also maybe this part. Oh, I see. So this here, we should have a seam that runs all the way there. So Control E, mark seam, unwrap again. Now we also need a seam right around there. Unwrap. And this part here should also have a seam. Now if we give this the metal texture, you can see that this looks, I think, good. What else? I think the other parts we can do in the next tutorial. So yeah, thank you.